It's The Big Show with Matt Finkes on 95.5 The Game.
All right, back on The Big Show, 9:22 on your Thursday morning. Want to congratulate Tim Thompson, who's going to be going to the draft day premiere with Torg on April 10th, courtesy of Roush Honda and Safe Auto down at the Arena Grill. Is that what
it's
it is?
The old Arena Grand. It's called the Studio Grill.
God, I don't understand that. Studio Grill. Gotcha. I'm about to write that down. Axelrod on the phone. What do you got, Sabi?
From the top rope, here comes the people's elbow with Stone Cold Ben Axelrod. Oh, hell yeah.
Ben Axelrod, WrestleMania, just, 72 hours away. How excited are you right now?
I am so excited. You know, WrestleMania week for me is up there with Super Bowl week and March Madness. So this is the best time of the year in my eyes.
So give us a breakdown here. Now, bear with me. Not a wrestling aficionado.
Sure.
I shouldn't say that. I'm very good at wrestling. Wrestling, I guess, or however you want to phrase it. Not so knowledgeable about.
Sports entertainment.
Exactly. Now, from what I've read this morning, there is a battle, as there always is at WrestleMania, for the WWE belt, but it is going to be a triple threat match. Please explain, Ben.
Yeah, it's a triple threat match, and it's actually a triple threat match in which we don't know who the third participant is going to be.
Okay.
So we know that Randy Orton's going to be in it because he's the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Gotcha.
We know that Batista is going to be in it because he won the Royal Rumble back in January. And then the third spot is going to be the winner of a match earlier in the night between Triple H, who is the literal son-in-law of Vince McMahon and the chief operating officer of the WWE in real life and on screen.
Okay.
And then Daniel Bryan is who he's going to be facing. And Daniel Bryan's the fan favorite. He's the hottest thing in wrestling right now. Do you remember back during the Ohio State-Michigan State basketball game when the whole MSU crowd was doing the yes, yes, yes chant?
Yes, I do remember that.
That's Daniel Bryan's thing. He's the one who brought that mainstream, and he's as hot as any wrestler has probably been since Stone Cold. So Triple H has kind of been trying to hold him down, and he's going to have to fight Triple H and beat Triple H to get into that main event with Randy Orton and Batista.
But you're thinking he's probably going to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, the thinking is that Daniel Bryan is going to walk out of the Superdome on Sunday as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and the show's going to go off the air with 90,000 fans doing the yes, yes, yes chant. So that's what everybody's thinking, but you know, it's sports entertainment. Stranger things have happened.
With Ben Axelrod here from Buckeye Sports Bulletin, right now doing our WrestleMania breakdown, getting you ready for the weekend of WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan, not a real catchy name. Did they not run that through the marketing focus group?
Well, I'll tell you what, his real name is actually Bryan Danielson, but WWE doesn't like it when you use your real name because once you leave, they want to have
they want to own the name, yeah.
Exactly. And so his name is really Bryan Danielson. They just switched it to Daniel Bryan. And no, it's not a catchy name, and he's really not a catchy, flashy guy. He's not a big, bulky guy like The Rock, and he kind of has long hair and a long beard. He kind of looks homeless. So, he's not.
You sure it's not Torg?
I mean, he is kind of the everyday man. He looks more like the Torg than he looks like The Rock.
Hulk Hogan is set to return. What capacity is the aging Hulk Hogan going to return in? I mean, is he coming in to break a hip? Or is he going to just, yell at people? What's he going to be doing?
I'll tell you what, if he does more than yell at people, he's probably going to break a hip. He's the WrestleMania 30 host, and what that means is kind of unspecified. It's just he's going to be there, and he's going to cut a promo, and he'll probably be ringside for a match. But he's been back with the WWE for about a month now, and he's pretty much just been a walking infomercial for the WWE Network. And he comes out, and as much as of a caricature as Hulk Hogan can already be, he's become even more of one lately.
Talking with Ben Axelrod here from Buckeye Sports Bulletin. Are you going to be writing a feature article for Buckeye Sports Bulletin on WrestleMania?
You know, there's some ex-Buckeyes who are actually big wrestling fans. I know that Jim Cordell, the offensive lineman with the Giants, is a big wrestling fan. So I've been trying to get a hold of him, and I want to do a WrestleMania preview here in the next few days. But other than that would probably be frowned upon unless I can find another Ohio State tie to all this.
Who is the biggest name, I guess, who is the biggest match except that triple threat match and those guys? Is it The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar?
Undertaker Brock Lesnar is that's probably the second the match with the second biggest build, and the Undertaker has 21 straight wins at WrestleMania, and that streak has kind of been the secondary attraction and sometimes the primary attraction for the better part of the last 5 years. And then you got John Cena and Bray Wyatt. John Cena is obviously an established name. He's kind of the Hulk Hogan of our day, and Bray Wyatt's an up and coming star, and he actually
incredible actor as well. I'm surprised he doesn't have an Oscar yet.
Exactly. John Cena you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how the Marine was never even nominated is beyond me.
Travesty.
But yeah, John Cena's match with Bray Wyatt is really one that's had an exciting build and has a lot of people excited.
Last question here coming straight from my wife. She just texted me. Please ask Ben, is Shawn Michaels related to Bret Michaels of Poison?
No, but I think his gimmick is heavily based on Bret Michaels. I never actually made that connection, but there's a lot of similarities. Shawn Michaels' real name is not Shawn Michaels, but I don't want to go. I already gave you one real wrestling name. I don't want to give you two and totally out myself here.
All right. Ben Axelrod from Buckeye Sports Bulletin. Let's switch gears here. As much as it pains you, I'm sure. Talk about the Buckeyes a little bit. Jeff Hireman, big name, I think is probably one of the biggest secret weapons of this Ohio State offense. I mean, he is a big guy that can run down the field. Is talented. I really hope to see them use him more this coming season. But he's out with a foot injury. He's going to be out till June. The other tight ends in this scenario, how are they going to be looked at here going through the rest of spring practice?
Yeah, this is actually a huge opportunity for Marcus Baugh, the redshirt freshman to be, who was in the doghouse ever since he arrived on campus, and he's been involved in at least 2 alcohol-related incidents, and was probably on his way back to California at one point. But Nick Vanette's obviously going to step up and take those first-team reps in place of Hireman, but Marcus Baugh now becomes a much more integral part of spring practice, and it'll be interesting to see how he takes advantage of that opportunity.
Well, and Vanette is one concussion away from being done.
Yeah, Vanette's he's taking a pounding here, and he's a good player. Their sophomore year, him and Hireman kind of had the co-starter title, and Hireman kind of jumped him last year. But Vanette's a good player, but you're right, he's been nicked up, and those concussions aren't something you really want to mess with.
Talking also about recruiting, I mean, this time of the year seems to be huge in recruiting, even more so than kind of the postseason and those winter visits. It seems like these guys are really taking the trips and heading around to see the colleges now. Any big news now? I know Saturday I was at practice and there was just a ton of guys there. Any big news of guys that are coming in here this week or that's going to be in for the spring game?
I haven't seen the visitor list for the spring game yet, but I know that's traditionally their biggest spring recruiting weekend of spring. Yeah, their biggest recruiting weekend of the spring, and last year it kind of got lost in the shuffle because they did play the game down in Cincinnati. Right now, Penn State's actually gaining a lot of steam in recruiting, and I know some fans are ready to jump off a bridge and proclaim James Franklin the next Brady Hoke. But Ohio State's recruiting's fine. They're looking at the quarterbacks right now, and Torrance Gibson is a 5-star kid who just announced that he's going to wait until the end of his senior season. So, that's one that's kind of going to get strung along, but they have 2 other quarterbacks, Brandon Wimbush and Lorenzo Nunez, who they have their eye on, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them get one of those kids before the start of summer here.
Ben, are you willing to take calls? We've got calls coming in for you.
Sure.
All right. We got Harry on the line here. Harry's going to want to talk to you. I don't even know what he wants to talk to you about, but he's very interested to talk to the man, Ben Axelrod. Harry, you there?
Yes. Ben, I missed the very first part of the segment. I had to duck out of the car, but I want to know, do you agree with Triple H's assessment that Daniel Bryan is only a B-plus player in the WWE? Or are you behind the yes movement?
Yeah, I'm completely on board with the yes movement, and I actually am a guy who it took a while to get on board with the yes movement. But when you just look at the crowd reaction, which is really the biggest thing that these wrestlers bring to the table, Daniel Bryan's crowd reaction has been the biggest thing since anything in the Attitude Era, which to me is kind of the golden age of wrestling. So yeah, I'm kind of against the authority on this one, and I'm a full-fledged member of the yes movement.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Harry. Thanks for the call. I understood about 20% of what you guys just said to each other, but it sounds very entertaining. My wife and I are debating. She used to watch wrestling, and she's like, "Can we get the WrestleMania?" I'm like, "If you want to spend $70 and get WrestleMania, honey, if that makes you happy, you're pregnant right now. Whatever you want, that's fine. We'll do it." So, Ben, I might be more knowledgeable after the weekend of what's going on with WrestleMania.
Well, I'll tell you what, you spend $60 and you can get the WWE Network, and that will give you WrestleMania, and then you'll have the WWE Network for at least 6 months. They're only $10 a month, and maybe you can catch up and learn some of these wrestlers' real names like I know.
That sounds like the deal. By the way, wife, with one more question for you. Do you watch Total Divas?
I love Total Divas.
Oh
yeah,
my
that's honestly, I don't know what I talk. Well, I'll tell you the best part about Total Divas is I can talk to girls about Total Divas, and I know what I'm talking about.
Ashley Ignelzi in here on Mondays was talking to me about Total Divas, and I'm thinking, what is going on here in this world? What is happening?
No, that's at the Urban Meyer press conferences on Monday. I catch up on Total Divas with Ashley, and yeah, I honestly don't know what I talked to girls about before Total Divas started.
Well, there it is, Ben Axelrod, your total WWE WrestleMania breakdown. Ben, we'll probably check in with you on sometime on Monday if we can, and get the wrap up of what happened. We'll get Sabi on booking you in for Monday.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
You too.